Hi guys, welcome to my first ever talking vlog. Normally I prefer to just caption my videos because A, I don't sound very good on the camera, and B, I'm not very good at, well, public speaking or recording myself on something, so imagine how I feel right now. I'm very nervous. So throughout the video, please let me know if there's some areas I can improve on. If I should do less jabbering or more shouting, stuff like that. I'd be more than happy to answer your questions and do my best to meet any requests you may have for this video or upcoming videos. Always feel free, please. So today's video is actually from my fiance. She had a suggestion last night that I could do a what's in your camera bag vlog, because the air quality right now in Vancouver is the worst. It's in fact number 2 worst in the world right now because of forest fire down in Oregon and another forest fire within the city itself. So many places are not open for people to go logging in. As such, this seems to be the safest, most interesting way to create content. So without further ado, let me show you what's inside here. This is a bag, by the way, I bought 5 years ago to take with me overseas. It has plenty of padding. You can take quite a beating, especially if you put it on an overhead compartment in a plane. It endured a lot of people who don't seem to understand this is a soft bag, and they've thrown their luggages, their hard case luggages towards it. And it managed to protect everything just fine. I mean, look at all the padding here. It's made so that you can actually put it around your waist and go hiking with it. Although with the current load, I wouldn't recommend you take this with you hiking because it's quite a bit. We're looking at about 3 pounds, which is not so much, but when you're hiking 10K, 15K, or even 20K, that kind of weight does add up. Another reason why I bought this bag is because it's convenient. It can carry a tablet / laptop this big in a padded compartment. Mind you, this keyboard did not come with my Microsoft Surface. This had to be purchased separately. It's a Moco brand keyboard, which is charged by micro USB, and 20 minutes will give you about a couple of weeks worth of charge. It doesn't use much power to take them. By the way, another thing that's inside the bag is, of course, my lenses and camera gear. Just start there. Here we go. So inside the main compartment, of course, has sections you can put everything into. Now, what is this? The sleeves are to protect my lenses. Like I said, people on the plane and anywhere that you go to where you gotta put your bag down with other people's stuff is just not a good idea when it comes to camera gear, so protect it. Plus, the company who makes this, for 20 bucks, they gave me 4 different sleeves. This is the largest one they got, and it holds things just fine. I mean, this is a Tamron 70-180. This is what I use for nature photography. The squirrel video that I did, and I also took 2 pictures of hummingbirds with this. It goes plenty far enough. And yes, I know there's big lenses out there from 400 to 600 or just humongous ones, but you don't want to carry that around all day. And this itself is pretty heavy already on itself, and it's very solid build as well. For technical specs, the aperture, max, what photo lens for sharpness and all that, I'm not going to talk about it here. There's resources online everywhere already, and honestly, I'm not an expert. I'm just a hobbyist. So on to the next lens. This lens here is one of the most fun ones. This is a 90mm macro lens. You might have seen my photos where I do a lot of flower photography, bees. I don't know, my favorite subject. This lens is ridiculously sharp, and it has stabilization inside it, which means that when you hold in a camera and you're trying to focus on something, you have a tendency, because you breathe, you have a tendency to move here and there before finally triggering it. There's a motor in here that compensates for it to keep it shot nice and steady. So in some ways, you don't need to carry around this huge tripod with you anymore. You can just take a shot. And to go from manual focus and autofocus, it's just like this. That's it. And it's super easy to use. Another lens that's my favorite, by the way. My absolute favorite is the 24mm 1.4. This lens is great for astrophotography, portraits, and landscape. I used just this lens the entire time that I was in the Philippines on my last trip. Literally 3 weeks straight. This is all I used. I brought all this with me. When this did portrait, landscape, food photography, even macro. On the manual setting, you can actually get this close to something and this maintains sharpness. So again, this is the Sony 24mm 1.4 GM lens. I'm very protective of this lens. And of course, along with everything else, look at me making a huge mess, is the camera body. The A7R3 42 megapixel camera. Initially, I wanted the A7 III for video purposes, but I'm more of a photographer more than a videographer, which is ironic, I know, because I'm making YouTube videos. But I just love capturing things and looking at the sharpness of it, looking for details that initially I did not see with the eyes, that developing a shot gives, if that makes any sense. So I'll add that mess over there. Now another great tool that's also in here is called the ND filter, which is something every camera bag must have. The purpose of ND filter is if you are out there and it's super sunny, like ridiculous, you got sun rays feeding into the camera and all you see is bright. You need sunglasses for yourself, of course, so you can see what's going on around you. And these are essentially sunglasses for the camera. You twist it and it becomes more transparent. Twist it the other way, it becomes darker. And another good thing about this is when you do long exposures, you like waterfalls and stuff, that's why you get the milky look, because the camera's lens is open long enough for you to give it a blur effect. I hope the explanation makes sense. I carry this with me everywhere to go along with my 24mm 1.4. Basically put it on top, and that's it. You do long exposure. Let me know if you want me to make more examples about how this works, and I'll do my best to meet the request. There we go. Finally closed it. It's one of those twist cut things. I don't know why you can just give me a box or something, or a clamshell or something, and just close it up with. My next tool that I must have is SD card reader. Definitely have one of these handy, because the memory card in here, it's one of those, it's not a macro SD, it's an actual SD card. And you attach it to this, you attach it to the laptop or PC, whatever you prefer to use. It's a lot better than doing the Wi-Fi thing, because it takes time. So I might as well just do this instead, right? And of course, as everyone knows, I make a lot of field videos. Is that the right word? I go out trails, lakes, parks, and instead of lugging that with me, I just bring this GoPro 8. It's a wonderful, wonderful addition to my camera gear because it has built-in stabilization. It has great battery life, and it does cool things like moving time lapses, night lapse, which photographs the movement of the stars at nighttime. It's capable of that, and it has a great screen in the back. It's very nice. I know that a GoPro 9 came out yesterday. That's always the case. New things always come out all the time. So, but you know what? I don't need that because this is plenty good enough for me. And if I go somewhere, I want to record the scenery. I'm not too concerned about making sure I'm in the frame because you're not watching the video just to see me. You want to see the video so you can see what I'm trying to show you. Especially whenever Philippines opens up, so my fiance and I can finally move on with our plans to get married. We were supposed to get married in December, but as you know, COVID happened. Canada has cases left, right, and center, and other places as well. So we'll have to put on hold. Now, what else is in my bag is, of course, somebody you know, or something you know. Sorry, Mr. Bubble Tea. As you remember my video, this is what it looks like in the front, back. Ta-da! AirPod Pro. Reason for this is, well, first of all, it's adorable. Second of all, I used to not have a case like this for my AirPod Pros. I used to just put it in a little white box it comes with. And on my last trip, when my fiance and I went to Bohol, we were coming back to Manila, and I was fumbling with the white cage trying to put it away because we were about to land. Unfortunately, was coming down, the plane was coming down, we heard turbulence, and the AirPod themselves, the whole thing just flew off my hands and landed on the ground, and onwards it went to another seat up front, and I haven't seen it since. It was very sad that day. So with this case, at least it'll stay snug in a bag. It won't go anywhere anymore, and it's good for gripping. Not to mention it can be found easily because of the cute smile. All right, next item is, oh, almost forgot. For GoPro videos, I have this. It's really all you need. You don't need any fancy schmancy gimbals or those high-tech gears that compensate for movement, and I'm talking about all those other toys people seem to buy for the GoPros and stuff like this. All you really need is this, just the tripod. You can get it on. There we go. See? This is all you need to go hiking with, or go on a road trip, or run in a field with. That's plenty enough of what you need to do. And it's me and tripod. If you want to do a vlog with you like this one, or two, and it doesn't weigh anything. I mean, this is something you can carry on with you all day. You won't even feel it because it's so light. So, yeah, moving on. Let me close this back first. Moving on is the extra batteries for my A7R3. The A7R3 comes with one original battery, and I bought two more generic ones from RAV Power. Yes, a lot of people say, why would you buy third party for such a good camera, or you shouldn't trust the third parties, or stuff like that. Things you read on reviews a lot. But you know what? This was what? Not even 40. And when I went to the Philippines for those 3 weeks, I only had to recharge these things, what, twice in 2 weeks, if even that, and held up just fine. And we did tons of photos, tons of videos, and yet I never needed more than 2 of these batteries with me. It's that good. So let's see. Oh, one more compartment that this bag also has is. So we're making a huge mess here. Another good thing about this bag is you can carry separate items inside here. It has slots for pens, passports, and anything else you like to bring with you. So yeah, this is pretty much all I have to show. So for my show and tell for what's in my camera bag. Thank you for watching, of course, and please let me know if you have any suggestions of what I can do next, or areas I can improve on. Thank you for watching.